Hi there, and welcome back. Today's session, we're going to be going over the Gmail interface, how you navigate through Gmail, understanding conversation threads, and changing the layout and theme. Let's get started. When it comes to navigating Gmail, if you notice that it's pretty simple. Over here on the left-hand side, you'll see that we have our mail, which is where we can do our regular email, or if I need to look up a contact in a contact management system, or if I have tasks that I've been assigned, I can go in and I can take a look at those. We'll close this for now. We're looking at doing mail. If I want to send a message, I click on Compose. When I click on Compose once, it'll pop up over here in the lower right hand side. If I click Compose a second time, it'll actually give me a second message, meaning I can actually send two different email messages and be working in both messages simultaneously. I could also pop these out individually or both of them and have the messages actually float anywhere across on my screen. At this time, I'll go ahead and close them out. Here's where I can find my inbox. Now, the really great thing about Gmail is that this is its classic setting, but if I want to change the viewpoint, I go in, change the inbox type. I can have just my important messages first, the unread first, whatever I decide is important for me. That's being selective, but these are things that are important for me. I could star them, those could be first, or I could do what I like to do as my personal favorite, which is the priority inbox. Within the priority inbox, what happens is I get my important and unread email messages first, then my starred messages, because they're still important, I still need to be aware of them. Like in this case, Doug has sent out the urgent deadline. I should probably pay attention to that. So I've starred it to make sure that I know that I need to take action on that. And then everything else, whatever the category might be. Over here on the left-hand side, you'll see that we have the inbox, starred, important, and drafts. These are default labels that have been set up by Gmail or by the Google folks. Some labels that I've created of my own are the personal ones. These are my custom labels, and they're the IT department, Google Apps, training, and then I have a category down here called More. Within the More, I can click on there, and I see some other standard default labels: chats, sent mail, all mail, spam, and trash. Now, if you wanted to know where is the archive in Gmail, it would actually be here in the all mail category. This includes mail that's been sent as well as mail that's been received. All mail goes into this category and it is collected unless you tell it to do otherwise. We'll go ahead and close this for now. Continuing down here on the left hand side, if I need to send a chat message or I want to have a video conference call with someone, I can actually go in, look at my contact list, show who's in there, add a contact, go in, change my settings, go ahead and play around with these. They're actually kind of fun, but what's important is up here at the top. Am I available or not? In this case, I'm doing a training recording. I should probably go ahead and say I'm busy. When it's red, it means that nobody will be able to chime in. I won't have any pop-ups show up on my screen, and thus I will not be interrupted. Some people that I could contact, these will be some common people down the left-hand side who you might have regular access with. If I click on their, hold my mouse over their name, you'll see I got Joe Brand. He's our tech support guy. He's awesome. And I could actually get his contact information by clicking in there. I could send him what recent emails have I had with him. Also over here, I could start a Hangout. This is a video recorded, not recorded, but it's a video session requiring you basically to have video conferencing capability, as well as I could chat with him, which is it sends him a request if he takes the invitation. Then we can just do something really quick. This is really nice in the land of tech when we don't necessarily have all the answers, but we need someone on the team to also be able to contribute with an answer while we might be on the phone or something like that. Or I could actually send him an email and just start a new email just as if I was clicking on Compose, and it'll create it over here on the right hand side. Only in this case, his name and everything gets populated into the very top. Within the email itself, if I go and I take a look at this new from Lucidchart, how are things going? When I click in there, you'll see that at the very top here, my action buttons have changed. I can go back to my inbox. With this particular button, I could archive this. This is old news. I don't no longer need this. Or I might report this as spam. This might happen when it's something that you said, yes, I initially want this, but now I don't want this, and you keep having to get email messages, you could actually report that message as spam once you've decided you no longer would do that, and it'll then block it from going into your inbox. You could also delete it. Deleting an email does not mean that it's gone forever. It actually goes into a holding place for 30 days, just making sure that you did not need that email. After that, it will be permanently deleted. But once emails are permanently deleted, you cannot retrieve them. But within the last 30 days, you can go and you can retrieve any email that you may have deleted. Or I could move this email to the inbox. You'd be thinking, well, why do I do that? Maybe you're revisiting something, you want to pull it back out. Or you can create a label within here, which is where you can go in, create the label. These are the labels on the left-hand side. They're like folders, but better, because you can put multiple labels on a single email. I'll show you how to do that in a different video. That's pretty much how you get around navigating through Gmail. The next thing that we want to talk about is understanding conversation threads. So if I go over here to my inbox, and I go down and I'm looking for basically an email, and it has a number next to it. So like you'll see here that Joe and I, we've had at least 2 conversations with regards to this subject. If I click in there, I then can go in and take a look at what it is the first person said, what the second person said, and so forth. This keeps a track of the entire conversations. And what Gmail does is it combines all those into one string. So that way, as you have multiple strings, like you have me, myself, and Doug, because I have 2 accounts. I have the training account with Catholic Charities right now, as well as my own personal one. So within here is, within this conversation track, I can see, hey, here's the training account. Hey, this is exciting stuff coming from myself, and then to a message from Doug. So I can see the trail of conversation and not lose track of what's going on where within that particular conversation itself. Now let's talk about how to change the layout and the theme. We already talked about layout a little bit here with regards to the inbox. If I hold my mouse over the inbox and I look over here and there wait for that drop down box to show up, I can change the inbox layout type here. But I don't like the solid white background. I want to change that a little bit. I'm going to go over to the settings gear on the right hand side and take a look in here. If I'm on an iPhone or an Android phone, I might want to have less white space between my emails. I could go with a compact setting. I might even just keep that for now, if that's what I prefer. And then within here, to change the color, like I was talking about, is I could go in and click on theme. Now, if you notice within the settings, it takes you automatically to the themes, and then I can go in, I can select a particular theme or a background to my taste. You can even pull in any pictures or any desktop image that you might have had in your own collection of photos. So you might say, hey, where are my photos? And you might be able to pull those in. You'd have to host those on Picasa, or maybe upload some photos from a cell phone or from a camera, or maybe just something that's out there on the internet. In this case here, I'll just go with this desert setting and go ahead and select that. Once my preference has been saved, when I click out of here, I come back over, and then you will see how I now have that picture in the background, and everything else is adjusted for that, so I still can clearly see where my emails are and where my priority boxes are. And if the settings on that particular theme could also change, instead of being black lettering, to white. Well, that's how you go through with the Gmail interface. I hope this has answered many of your questions. If you have more, please feel free to either email those to cc@ccsbriv.org, or stick around and we'll continue to have a chat session afterwards in the forum. Thank you very much, and I look forward to talking to you soon.